Alright, so welcome back. So for this project, we're going to be using oil pastels again. We're going to continue to build on what we've learned. We're going to use our colors and we're going to blend them together, thinking about those analogous color schemes, colors that are 3 in a row, blend well together. We're going to add texture into our vocabulary and layer as well. So we're going to layer our colors and we're going to add texture to create this awesome drawing. I like to call this my Tree of Life project, okay? So again, you're gonna need your oil pastels. Don't use gray, but you can include black, and I'll show you what we'll do with the black at the end. You'll need yourself a paper towel or a tissue so that you can wipe off the oil pastels when you have excess oil or other colors on them, okay? And you'll need your black construction paper. Awesome, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you how to start this project and we're gonna get rolling. So in order to create this project, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to draw the outline of my tree. And I'm going to do it in a very simple way. Step number 1 is I'm going to make 2 curved lines on both sides of my paper to represent the tree stump. Okay? So I'm going to go just like so, and I'm going to curve that line out just like that. This is the bottom of my tree. Both sides, I have that curved, almost L shape, okay? Afterwards, in order to create the branches in my tree, I'm going to create V-like shapes going from one side all the way to the other side. Real simple. So I'm imagining creating V-like shapes. Some will be larger than others. I'm using those organic lines. You know, we've talked about that before. They're not straight lines. So I'm making sure that the lines are kind of curving as I build them. Some spaces are larger than others. Some will be a little bit smaller. Like maybe this one will be a little smaller. This one will be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to create those V shapes all the way from one side to the next. And this is going to create my tree. I think you guys can see it developing at this point. You see that tree coming to life. Perfect. Got it all done. Now we have our tree drawn out on our paper. What we need to do now is we need to think about how we're going to color and how we're going to layer our color onto our project. All right, we're going to start with the outside of the tree, in between the tree, those areas, that negative space. The positive space would be the tree, and I'll explain positive and negative space to you below. You can just look right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think about colors that blend well together, and I'm going to pick 3 at a time, and in each section I'm going to blend the colors from one to the next in that section. So in this first section, I think I'll pick yellow to start, and I'm going to go in a circular motion. I want us all to start with the circular motion, okay? And of course, the closer I am to the beginning, it's going to be a little bit darker, or not darker, but more color. And then I'm going to loosen up and apply less color as I move away. Perfect. Now I'm going to move on to another color. I'll say green. Thinking about my analogous color scheme, yellow, green, and blue are close to one another. They're side by side by side, so that's what I'm going to use. So that green's going into that yellow and it's fading as it pulls away from that yellow. Now I'm going to go to my light blue and I'm going to do the same exact thing, okay? So perfect. Just what I need. I got my colors blending together. Analogous color schemes going from yellow to green to blue. And I'm going to do the same thing as I move around my drawing, okay? Blending those colors, going in that circular motion. It looks pretty smooth going from yellow to blue, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go into this section right here, and I'm going to start with, let's say, I'll start with red, okay? It's really up to you guys. And when I'm thinking about red on the color wheel, I'm thinking about what's laying next to red. On one side, there will be orange. So I'm gonna go with my orange next. And I'm getting a little bit looser with my pattern as I move up. Going to my orange now, going over that loose area with the red, blending those colors together, just like so. Loosening up as I go further, and right after orange, I'm going to lay down my yellow, okay? Check my yellow out, see if it needs to be wiped off. Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna go in there and I am going to blend that yellow into that orange, okay? So think about that color wheel and think about the colors that lay next to each other on that wheel, okay? And those colors are gonna blend well together. I'm gonna do another section for you guys, all right? This time I'm gonna start with blue. Perfect. Circular motion, moving away, getting lighter. Now I'm going to move on to my green. Circular motion, blending those colors in well together. Awesome. Doing exactly what I need to do. I'm going to move to my yellow now. There's a little orange on my yellow. I'm going to wipe it off with my paper towel a little bit. Now I'm going to put that yellow to my green. Get rid of that excess orange that I had used previously. Okay? So you're going to just continue to develop your drawing. You're going to keep doing this. All right? Blending those colors in. You can always go back on top and blend a little bit more if you feel the need to. Also, if you have a lot of white left over, sometimes you can blend in some whites into some of your areas. Make them a little bit brighter. Just like so. And you're gonna do this all around your drawing until you finish it. You're gonna do even the same thing in these sections on the outside, okay? I'm gonna do one more with you guys right here. All right, so right here, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my orange. Check it. Looks like it's good to go. Not a lot of excess oil on it. Circular motions, pulling away. Next color I'm going to use here is yellow, because orange and yellow are next to each other on the color wheel. So I'll kind of go in the opposite direction of what I was going over here. I'm going to wipe that off. I got some green on my yellow pastel. Wipe it off. Blend it in. Okay. Perfect. And now I'm going to take that green, blend that green into that yellow. Okay? Got some nice vibrant colors pushing through here. Love it. You all know I love bright colors. Right up my alley. Looking good. All right. So we want to make sure that we're going all the way around the image and we're completing every single V that we created, all right? And then that tree is going to stick out. It's going to be black, but it's going to still stick out on the paper, okay? So I'm imagining that I completed the whole thing. Even these areas over here have been completed, things of that nature. All right, so after you complete all of your shading and all of your blending outside of the trees, you will come in with your black oil pastel and you're going to do the same thing inside of your tree. And the reason I'm waiting until now is because I didn't want my black to be the first color on the page, because sometimes the black can get more messier than other colors and can cause some issues when you're trying to blend in your bright colors. So I wait till I've already done that part and I use that scribbling circular motion and I start to fill in my tree, okay? The whole thing in this scribbling circular motion. As I'm going, I can trace those white lines that were there previously, get rid of those, have more definition to my tree. Trace that line there, looking good. I'm gonna come in here, Do my scribbling circular motion as I'm working, further developing this drawing, okay? You guys are gonna do a great job on this project. You're gonna use vibrant colors and it's really gonna stand out. Just wait and see. Don't rush, take your time, get everything done at a good pace. All right? I'm tracing those lines again, and I'm imagining that I'm getting all of this drawn out and colored in. Whole stump down here needs to be colored in as well. Yes, we're going black on black, but having that texture from the oil pastel, it really looks good on this paper when your whole drawing is completed, okay? So that's why we're doing that. That's why we're not just leaving it black, leaving that paper to show through. All right? So the final step, after you have your full tree colored in, okay? You have all of the shapes in between your trees colored in. There's one more step. What I want you to do, and this is where layering comes into effect. We've been creating texture by going in circular motions, right? So the whole thing has been done in this circular motion. Now we're gonna layer on top of those circular colored in trees and spaces, we're gonna layer some marks, some marked strokes on top. This is what I mean. I'm gonna take one color, it can be random. Maybe I'll take yellow or green first, excuse me. And I'm just gonna start making random marks all through my project, okay? All over it, random marks. Just like so, on top of the colors. Sometimes you'll see that the color marks will stand out more than others depending upon what color is going on top. You see the green is kind of standing out more inside of the reds and the oranges. I'm going to keep doing that, utilizing my green, going back and forth, creating these marks, giving implied texture, okay? So we have the circular motion texture, and then we have the back and forth marks, and that's creating multiple textures inside of this drawing. And what happens is it's going to end up almost looking like a painting when we're done, because we're going to have so much texture, so much color applied, it's really going to pop out, okay? So I just want you to randomly go with, I would say, 4 or 5 colors and just create a bunch of marks going through, okay? Giving this drawing more and more energy, all right? You can use whites as well. You can blend them. All kinds of things that you can do. You make it your own, okay? So you've got those 2 textures going through. You've got those circular motions and these lined motions. It's gonna create a vibrant energy, okay? A good vibrant energy throughout your project. Last thing you're gonna do, say you're finished, you'll take a wipe it off, of course, make sure it's clean, and you're gonna do the same thing inside of your black tree. You're just gonna create some random white marks, just going through the tree, giving it energy, okay? All right, can't wait to see how you guys do this project. I know, because I'm not the best with oil pastel, admittedly, I know that I'm gonna see a lot of projects that are much better than mine, and I can't wait to see that. Do a little tracing with the white too, if I'd like. Perfect. All right, so again, when we are finished with our project, it should look something like this. We should have a lot of energy going through the project. We have a lot of pattern, we have a lot of layers of color, we have a lot of texture that we have created. That circular motion created those textures in the first layer, and in that second layer, those sharp lines, those back and forth lines that we created, that created another energy inside our tree of life. If you look at it, it almost feels like it's moving because the color is so vibrant and it's so bright, and there's so many directions that those marks are going into. I really want to see how good that you do with this project. I want you to put a lot of energy into it. Don't stop here, go further than me. I can't wait to see how it looks. You're gonna do a great job, all right? Good luck.